I always had the vision of helping people. You know, I want to put a smile on their face. So this actually worked into that plan because you have people that come here because they're happy. You have people that come here because they're sad. That's what retail therapy is about. I've always been a boutique shopper, and it was a big struggle trying to find clothing that would fit my body type. So I was like, you know what? There's a demand for this. I know there are other women out here as well that are experiencing the same problem. So that's basically what started the whole idea of Kiwi's Boutique. So the first day was a total success. Oh my God, after the first day, that's when the reality set in. I found myself looking at the door saying, where are all the people that came in here on the first day? So that's when I knew that I had to start doing things, being more creative. I was basically working anywhere from 13 to 14 hours a day. It's an extremely stressful process, especially when you're trying to do it on your own, and especially when the funding is not strong. I started finding myself, I'm exhausted. I'm up all night with the business. Then I'm commuting to work. I'm working 8 hours. I was like, this is beginning to be too much. I have to realize what I want to do and what's the most important thing right now. And then I chose my business. Now that guaranteed paycheck that I had coming in every 2 weeks, I'm no longer having that. So now I was like, here we go again, back to that day one. One of my girlfriends, she said, you don't have any interns? And I said, I can't afford to pay anybody. How am I going to get any interns? And she's like, no, if you contact the Illinois Institute of Art, they have fashion students that have to do internships in order to graduate. And I think I had like 2 interns within the first week. So eventually I realized that it's good to have the interns, but you still need that permanent employee. I need to be able to leave my business with someone that can run the business like I would run the business. When I first started out with my employee, I did hire her on at minimum wage, but I also gave her like a clothing allowance to help compensate for that shortage. She was given a raise every year when we would do her annual review. She started off at minimum wage. Now she's making $12.50 an hour. I had to lower my pay so that I would be able to pay my employee, because I wanted to make sure that I have the right person in my business. I didn't want to pay someone way under budget and it cost me in the long run. Reaching my 9th year in business, I was like, well, I really want to try to bring on another permanent employee. And then I heard this whole new minimum wage ordeal all over the news.
Make our wages supersized!
From the consumer perspective, it's a great idea. Of course, to live in Chicago, you need $15 in order to just have the basic things that you need. From a small business standpoint, I can't even imagine me paying, multiple people $15 an hour. From a corporation standpoint, yeah, of course. They have tons of traffic and tons of customers, but a small business, we don't have that. So that would put a tremendous strain on us as far as growing the business or even keeping the doors open. Now I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and I'm going to have to make some changes. So some of the things that I had projected for 2015, now I'm going to have to change those things based off of the increase of minimum wage. I don't have a choice but to make it work. I've come way too far to not let it work. If I have to go back to putting in the 13-hour days until things get better or get more interns, or that's what I'll do, because we're here to stay.
When's the best time to reach